California wildfires, a crisis, fueled by climate change and resilience challenges. The wildfires in California have continued to devastate the state, particularly impacting areas like Los Angeles. As of January 11, 2025, authorities and residents are struggling to manage the scale of the fires, which have caused significant destruction in terms of both loss of life and economic impact. In Los Angeles and surrounding areas, several fires have burned uncontrollably, leaving over 30,000 acres of land scorched. The Palisades and Eaton fires are the largest of the current wildfires, with the combined efforts to contain them having little effect. These fires have resulted in at least 6 deaths and destroyed thousands of homes, forcing more than 180,000 people to evacuate the area. This situation is part of a broader pattern of increasing wildfire activity in the state, which is becoming a regular occurrence during California's hotter summers and falls. However, these recent fires are particularly devastating because of their size and the speed with which they have spread. Both fires, which ignited during the dry season, have been difficult to contain due to unpredictable winds, limited resources, and the scale of the damage. The scale of the firefighting operation is unprecedented. As of the latest reports, over 2,780 firefighters have been deployed to contain the fires, with significant assistance coming from neighboring states and even international firefighters from countries like Canada and Mexico. Additionally, inmate volunteer programs have been utilized to bolster firefighting forces, though these volunteers face the same physical risks as professional firefighters. One of the major challenges in combating these fires is the erratic weather. High winds have driven the flames across a large area, making it difficult for firefighters to predict the fire's path and protect surrounding communities. These winds, which can reach speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour, can spread embers over miles, igniting new fires and prolonging the damage. As a result, fire crews are constantly adapting to changing conditions and working with limited resources. Water availability is another concern. Despite efforts to pump water from nearby lakes and rivers, firefighting crews have been stretching their resources thin, especially since many areas are cut off by road closures due to the fire's spread. Additionally, despite the immense effort to stop the fires, misinformation about the cause has circulated, complicating the situation further. Some high-profile figures have suggested that arson is to blame for the fires. These claims have created public panic and suspicion. However, the Los Angeles Police Department has not confirmed any cases of arson and has warned against jumping to conclusions. While arson is often a suspected cause of wildfires, authorities stress the importance of waiting for official investigations to determine the truth. The economic consequences of these fires are already becoming evident. The damage caused by the Palisades and Eaton fires alone is expected to top $20 billion in insured losses, according to J.P. Morgan estimates. These figures place the fires among the most costly natural disasters in California's history, and their overall economic impact could reach upwards of $57 billion, including the costs associated with evacuation, firefighting efforts, and lost productivity. The effects of the fires extend beyond just the homes that have been destroyed. Schools in the affected areas have been forced to close, as buildings were either damaged or rendered unsafe for use due to the proximity of the fires. Public transportation systems have also been impacted, with certain train routes and bus services suspended because of fire-related damage. Additionally, the fires have caused significant disruptions to air travel, as the heavy smoke in the sky has resulted in reduced visibility and canceled flights. Another major area of concern is power outages. As of January 11th, over 415,000 customers have experienced power disruptions. In some cases, power lines have been destroyed, and in others, utility companies have shut off electricity to prevent fires from igniting in high-risk areas. These outages exacerbate the already difficult situation for residents who have lost their homes or are displaced by evacuation orders. The loss of power makes it harder for people to access information, stay in contact with loved ones, and receive emergency alerts. While the focus of the media and public attention has been on the destruction caused by the fires, it is important to note that relief efforts are underway to support those affected. Local and state agencies, as well as non-governmental organizations, NGOs, are providing shelters for evacuees, food, water, and essential supplies. Temporary housing is being set up in arenas, schools, and other public spaces to accommodate displaced individuals and families. Along with material support, mental health services are being provided to help people cope with the trauma caused by the fires. For many residents, these fires represent a major personal loss, and the psychological toll is just as devastating as the physical destruction. Mental health counselors are being made available in shelters and via online services to offer therapy and counseling for those affected by the fires. In addition to domestic relief efforts, international support is beginning to arrive. Firefighters from Mexico, who have experience dealing with wildfires in their own country, are assisting in firefighting efforts. Authorities are also reaching out to international partners, such as Australia, to potentially send more specialized fire crews to assist with the ongoing response. The environmental toll of the fires is another major concern. Wildfires have become an increasingly common feature of California's climate. They are fueled by dry conditions, high temperatures, and the ever-expanding urban sprawl into fire-prone areas. The destruction of vegetation and natural habitats can take years to recover, and in many cases, the fires have wiped out ecosystems that are crucial for maintaining biodiversity in the region. In addition, the fires have led to significant air quality issues. The smoke from the Palisades and Eaton fires has filled the air with toxic particles, leading to unhealthy air quality for residents in Los Angeles and surrounding areas. The air pollution has reached hazardous levels, leading to widespread respiratory issues and prompting officials to advise people, particularly the elderly, children, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions, to stay indoors. Local hospitals have reported a surge in patients suffering from smoke inhalation and respiratory distress. Climate change plays a major role in exacerbating the wildfire season. Rising temperatures and prolonged droughts make California's forests and grasslands more susceptible to ignition. The severity of these fires is a stark reminder of the dangers posed by a changing climate, which is expected to increase the frequency and intensity of wildfires in the coming years. As global temperatures continue to rise, it is likely that California will face more of these devastating wildfires, with a long-term impact on both the environment and society. Looking to the future, there is a growing need to address the root causes of these wildfires, particularly the role of climate change in intensifying their severity. State and federal authorities are investing in measures to reduce the risks of wildfires, including controlled burns and creating defensible spaces around communities. Moreover, efforts to strengthen the resilience of buildings and infrastructure to fire-related damage are underway, with new building codes designed to make homes more fire-resistant. However, the fight against wildfires also requires more than just mitigation efforts. It requires a change in the way communities interact with the land. California's wildland-urban interface, where cities meet forests and grasslands, is a dangerous area prone to fire. The expansion of homes into these areas without adequate planning and fire mitigation measures puts more people at risk. By managing growth and land development more carefully, state officials hope to reduce the number of homes and communities exposed to wildfires. In the coming years, more focus will be placed on addressing the impact of climate change on fire seasons, including better forest management, reducing carbon emissions, and enhancing disaster preparedness. The lesson to be learned from these fires is that the state of California, and the world, must take action now to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to the new reality of more intense wildfires. The current wildfire crisis in California serves as a poignant reminder of the dangers of climate change, the complexity of managing such large-scale natural disasters, and the vulnerability of communities living in fire-prone areas. With large areas of land destroyed, over 180,000 people displaced, and the economic costs soaring, the fires are an ongoing disaster that demands both immediate response and long-term solutions. As firefighting efforts continue and recovery begins, the state must also look ahead, reevaluating its strategies for preventing and mitigating such fires in the future. This includes combating climate change, improving fire resilience in communities, and ensuring better preparedness for what is likely to be a recurring problem in the years to come. The people of California are resilient, and with continued collaboration and effort, they can rebuild their communities and adapt to the new fire landscape.